All right. Well, welcome to the Open RC Hangout. Tonight we're going to be just talking with different people. Whoever shows up, I got kind of a late notice out about some of their favorite moments in RC. And so as people come in and out, we'll discuss with them some of their favorite RC moments. And it looks like right now we've got Jack in here with us. FPV Vids does really, really cool FPV videos. So with that, we'll go ahead and get started. So Jack, you and I do these Hangouts quite a bit. This is my first time actually doing one.
Okay, what have you done? You're completely frozen. What have you done? First time doing a hangout, and you completely froze, mate. See how this works?
Won't handle my camera.
And now you're lagging. It's unusual.
Any better?
No, you're still lagging, mate.
Network experiencing difficulties. Check your connectivity. All right. So with that, Jack, I will sign out and I'll sign back in with the. Well, I'll just keep talking to you. I'm gonna turn video off for a minute.
Yep.
Try and connect, and then I'll try and jump on using Google Chrome.
Where's Tank when you need him?
I know, right? So why don't you go ahead while I connect here and just kind of share some of your favorite moments that you might have in all the years that you've been doing RC.
Well, probably my first RC was back in 1982. I had a Tomato Super Champ.
Okay.
Which they don't make RCs like that anymore. And then they're actually collectibles. So if you got one back from the day, I ended up selling mine because mine became in bits and pieces, and I got a good price for it. I think I got about it was about $700 for it or something.
Yeah.
But back in those days, it cost me $300 to get. So back in '82, you can imagine what $300 is now.
Right.
Right. So, but it was in bits and pieces. Had the old stick remote for Taba, which worth quite a bit of money as well. So I think my first RC back then will probably be my favourite moment. Other than that, my flying videos or my planes, which I haven't done for a long time now because.
And how many have you had through the years? How many different planes would you say you?
Well, I've got 13 planes now.
13.
I don't fly as well. I haven't flown for a while because my mate that I fly with, he's a sound engineer, and he's always touring around Australia. So I don't fly on my own because if the plane comes down, I can't walk very far, obviously. But especially if you're doing FPV, you need a spotter as well. So
you do FPV flying?
Yeah, I've done a couple of years ago now. I did flying FPV. The furthest I got was I think about 900 meters in the air. I don't like to go too far up in the air. You can go a bit further, but if it comes down, well, there goes a whole heap of money. So
yeah.
I've had different kinds of planes. Obviously, you start off with gliders. I've had different gliders.
That's what you tried to tell me. I didn't listen very well.
Well, I said to you, you got to start off with just a simple glider. An inexpensive one because you're going to crash, as you found out, and that's not a cheap bird. What you've got, and the trainer that you got. But I've flown some EDF. I had a couple of jets. I had a Dassault, which was a I had that. I think I bought that about 3 years ago. It was a 90mm EDF. They're not easy to fly. Rich Juice 100, he flies them pretty good, as you saw his videos when he.
Yeah, I just was commenting on his one with that
Raphael.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Raphael. Yeah, which he patched up the nose because he crashed it, and he just patched it up just by making a nose.
Yeah.
But you see how well they fly, and they look good on video. They sound great. I think that's a 70mm, I think, EDF.
Okay.
My one was a bit bigger than that. I've had Trojans. I've had different types of EDFs. Biggest plane I had was a 2-meter wingspan.
Okay.
Once you get that up in the air, get a bit of height, get the thermals, just let it glide, cut the power and just let it glide. It just glides really well. That's a Phoenix with a 2-meter wingspan. What else have I got? My favourite plane I think that I had was the FPV Raptor, which is a 1600mm wingspan, 1.6. I got that out of Hobby King. They don't make them no more, but they actually replaced it with a similar plane, just renamed it recently, not long ago.
Hey, Jack, let me interrupt really quick. I've got a few people asking me for links to join. So I think I might have somehow messed up when I started this. I thought that I made it public for anyone to join. Let me just try and quickly get them a link over there. Do I just copy the link from the top? You've done this one more time or 2 more times than I have.
Yeah, just copy it and just paste it in there.
Just paste it in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know when I got started, back way before the Tank and RC Unleashed, I'm posting a link on the event page. And we'll see if that'll get people in. My brother had one of the nitro buggies.
Right.
And we used to take that thing and we would run it down slides and stuff. We didn't really know what we were doing. It was the fastest one we'd had. My dad had bought us a few, just the toy ones from Toys R Us or, the toy store. Yep. And we just never liked them because they didn't go very fast and they couldn't even go in the grass. So you basically had to keep them on cement. Well, when he got that Nico, and you still see them on like eBay and all that, but one time we started taking it up the slide backwards and launching it off the top, and that lasted all of about maybe 3 jumps, and it was toast. And back then there wasn't like a hobby shop to go to just buy parts, and so I think we just threw it away after that. Which was a total bummer because that was fun. And after that, nothing. I tried right before I bought the Gravedigger. I went to Target and bought like a $50 one that looked big and cool, but I took it back, so it couldn't even go in the grass. Just like a New Bright. But that's when I realized I'm not going to spend $50. I'm going to save that money and get something, from the hobby shop, and $230 plus all the rest later.
Yeah. Your mate's rocked up.
What was that? Oh, there's Tank.
Why are you muted, Tank?
Tank, there you are.
I was making some noise. I didn't want to bother anybody.
Oh.
Okay, yeah. All right, Tank.
Hey, welcome. So I didn't know that I had to post a link. I thought if people were invited when it started, they could just join in. So.
No, you need a link. How did Jack get in if you didn't send a link before? I got
a notification though.
Ah, that'll get you in.
Join the Hangout. Usually when Tank does them, you will get a link when it's starting, and you click on it, or you get a notification. You click on the notification, and it brings you in. So the people that have that you sent people that you sent the invitations out to, they should get a same notification.
Yeah, the notification I got was just to watch, not to join.
No, I had one to join.
Oh, really?
I had one to watch, and then I had one to join.
Okay, I didn't notice the other one.
And YouTube and Google are playing up because I'm getting no notifications whatsoever.
Yeah, same
Nothing.
here.
Nothing. No, everyone's commenting on my new video, and I got nothing. You have to actually go into the video to comment. And this has been going on for a while now. And it seems to be happening to everyone. You getting notifications, Tony?
How so?
On the bell. The bell.
Oh, about new comments?
Yes, and whatever.
It depends if they do it in Google Plus or if they do it in YouTube. Now that they're breaking it apart, it's getting a little bit weird.
Yeah, I'm only getting replies to comments. That's the only notifications I'm getting.
Yeah.
That's it.
Let me go ahead
Nothing
and,
else.
I guess, maybe post this link on my page just in case anybody else is trying to get in. And I wonder why they make it so difficult, you know, to
post it in the group. Put it in the group. Because there'll be people in the group that will probably want to get in. Mr. RC Unleashed, you're muted, mate. You have to unmute yourself.
Oh, he's made it in. Okay, so you got the.
Yeah, he has to unmute himself, though. He's muted.
Let's see if I can unmute him.
No, he's going to do it.
So if you just go ahead and on your screen move it around, you'll see the little mute button or the microphone at the top, and you can mute yourself. When you come in, it mutes you for some reason in the Google Hangout. So Tank, I was just telling Jack about, he was sharing some of his memories and favorite things with RC, and I was telling him that my brother had one of the old Nicos that we would run and destroy, and yeah, and then after that, probably my favorite stuff is when I first got the Gravedigger. I mean, that was kind of just mind-opening to what RC possibilities there were. It's a completely different game of anything else RC that I'd ever done.
Yeah.
Just the speed and the durability and the fixability, because that Nico, man, when we broke that thing, my dad threw it away. Same with anything that we picked up at the Target or Walmart or any store. They were garbage when they broke, and with these, it's like a couple bucks to buy a new, A-arm or whatever. Yep. you snap, and you can just keep it running. It's opened my eyes when I first broke it the second day I owned it, crashing it into a curb. I thought it was over, and I was all upset. And I called up there, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we got parts." They're like, "That's like $3 to fix it." And I was like, "You got to be kidding! This is awesome! I could just destroy this thing, and I could just keep fixing it and keep running it." So it kind of changed my whole perception of RC cars right away. What about you? You got any favorite RC memories?
They're still going.
Yeah, well, any that you can recall as a story. I know you did some events even recently that looked like they were pretty awesome.
Well, the last couple of videos I just posted were actually about an event we usually have once a month here in Ottawa, and all the people from the RC community gets together, and if we have anything for sale to give or to show off, we just bring it on site and have fun. Usually during the winter, we do it inside all the time, and on my third video, you'll start seeing some shot of inside. Inside's still fun, but this time we got to play in the parking lot. It's empty, so we just played in the parking lot, doing different things. Sometimes we get together and crawl, just do it's a walk in the trail, so it's like a trail ride, but we just walk and talk and chit-chat. But I like these better, kind of, because you stay in the same spot. You're in the parking lot. You can drag race like we were doing.
I saw the tug-of-war one. It took me a while. I've been having some internet issues tonight, so it's kind of actually weird that this is working.
Okay.
I saw your tug-of-war. That looked really cool.
Yep. Tug of wars are fun, but they're hard on motors sometimes.
See a lot of smoke coming out of the trucks.
There's one time on another place where we were on carpet actually, so it was a little tougher.
Mm-hmm.
And a little kid, he blew his engine in his rate. The smoke started coming out. His dad wasn't too pleased. Everybody else was like cheering and all that. All right, yeah, cool. But his dad wasn't pleased.
I guess it depends what you put in. I guess if some of those axial motors aren't too expensive, they're like what, $16, $17. So to lose it in something that cool is not a huge deal. But if there's like a brushless system, that would be not happy.
No.
So you have those events. What else have you? You've got all different kinds of cars. Your son is into RC. I know you've done some cool things with him as well.
Yeah, he's got. Well, I have a whole bunch of different cars, but I don't have two of the same cars. So every time we play around, we get to play different things. So it's kind of cool in the sense that I want to go drift, I can. If I want to go have something with speed, I can. If I want to go crawl, I can. We just pick different cars that are close to the same. He's got a Wraith, I got an SCX-10. He's much more younger, so that's why I got him the Wraith. It's a cheater truck, so he can go pretty much anywhere.
Yeah, crawl over anything.
Yeah.
We have RC Unleashed. You on, buddy?
Yeah, I got my whole mic situation figured out. I had to go get a cord for it and then some headphones.
I feel you. Right when we started, my whole screen locked up, and just had Jack talk and try and figure out what was going on. So how about you? How long have you been doing RC, and what are maybe a couple of memorable moments that you think of as some of the best times that you've had out? We're just, as people are looking to get into the hobby, it's kind of fun to let them know some of the different things that we've done, or the things that are even possible that they can do with RC cars.
Well, I think I've been doing it since I was around 8, because my dad got me into it, and we had a Stampede and then a Rustler, and he could always give me the Stampede because it was slower, so he could win. But
the Rustlers are really big here right now. Like, we have an RC group, like Sucka Free RC here in Virginia, and they're always selling stuff and trading on there on Facebook. And everybody's wanting Rustlers, it seems like, right now.
that's because everybody's trying to get into the 70-mile-an-hour club. That's what I'm trying to do right now. They
So
all
it
want
can,
cert.
That's
so it
why
can
they're
bash
popular.
and it can go fast?
Yep.
Nice. Sorry, I
Yeah,
cut
they
you
were-
off. So you said you had a Stampede and a Rustler.
Yeah, so we worked on those a lot, and then I'm still doing it now, obviously, but I guess some of the best moments were when me and my dad and his friend went to a construction site, and there was just a bunch of dirt hills around, and he did a triple backflip with the T-Max that he had, and broke the whole chassis in half, or well, bent it, I guess.
Wow.
It just
On his T-Max he did?
Yeah, it just completely folded in, but it was pretty old at that point.
Still a big truck to bend in half.
He had just put the 3.3 upgrade on it from the 2.5, I think, was in it.
Jack, is that what you have? Is that a T-Max as your big? I know you have a big.
No. I've got the traction stacker.
Okay.
It's just a slash 2-wheel drive, just with a Dakar body on it.
Okay, Tank, is it you that has or you have something huge, right?
Stampede, isn't he?
Yeah, I got the. I do have a Stampede. I have a Summit.
That's
The one I have is it's the same size as a Savage, but it's a big guy there. Name
That's the T-Max. Is that the nitro version, or is that
Nitro, yeah.
I got a Savage.
a Savage?
I have
With the extended body.
I got the Yeti XL, like the first couple weeks it came out.
Okay.
Yeah, I see it in your picture right there.
It's not actually mine, but I didn't feel like taking a picture.
Oh.
RC Unleashed.
Yeah,
What's your name, buddy?
Sean,
How are you, Sean?
pretty good. I just downloaded Black Ops 3, and then instead of going to that, I'm doing this.
Oh. Well, Sean, it's on the left. It's Jack, and then it's you, and then it's the tank. We just call him the tank. Francois, and then I'm Tony.
Yeah, I actually, I said to Tank the other day, I said, I don't know why I call you Tank.
He doesn't
Just a
even have a
habit.
tank. You need to get a tank.
It's just a habit with him, though.
That's the only thing I don't have is a tank, but
And you should. Somebody should send you one.
the name Tank stuck because my name is Francois and in French it's Frank. So my nephews always call me, "Hey, Uncle Tank," because they couldn't say F. Frank.
Yeah.
Tank. Yeah,
Yeah.
Uncle Tank. So the name stuck and I kept it. So I got this body given to me.
This a new project?
Well, kind of. I'm going to put this on my TT01, but I'm thinking of making it a channel car. So basically, let me put myself in presentation mode. I should be able to, like that. No, I can't. You have to do it.
I got you. Coming up.
Coming up.
All right. Oh, that's pretty.
So I put the skull on it. I found that at Canadian Tire. I thought it was nice. So it's a Lexus body. So it's all black. So I'm just going to put a whole bunch of channel stickers on it and try to make something of it. I'm just checking for fitting right now. So it does fit on the front, but I will have to do some holes in the windshield to actually make the body fit.
Hey, have you seen there's a guy in Asia somewhere, I think, who just made that police car. They showed it on RC Car Action, or is that
Okay.
it? RC? But he did a build of a police car, and it was all in like one night or something. But he uses magnets. Have you seen that? And then you don't have to drill through like a window or something.
Oh yeah. You can use magnet. A lot of guys actually use magnets and not having to drill. It's just my TO1 already has the post, and
Oh, okay.
I guess I could not bother. But if I put this body on my TT01 and get rid of the post, then I'll have to fix my other body, which is this one. This is the body for the TT01, so it's already got the holes from the manufacturer. So this is from Tammy. That when you get it, they're already pre-drilled and pre-holed. So if I take the post off to fit this, then I gotta do the same magnet on this one, which I theoretically could, but
Right.
get lazy after a while.
Yeah.
But this one is nice because, like you can see, it's got all the buckets for the lights.
Yeah.
So for the front and the rear lights, all the buckets are there. So it's going to be easy to make this into a nice little car.
Yeah. See, that's where I get lazy. Talking about laziness is all the LED lighting stuff.
Yep.
I'm too lazy to run all the wiring for it. I did it for the Gravedigger. It's got buckets in there with red lights, LEDs, and it just keeps like ripping the. Well, I beat it pretty hard, but I keep ripping the wires out of it, and having to redo it over and over. So that looks like a fun project. What about you, RC Unleashed? You got any? Sean, you got any projects that you're working on for RC?
I actually kind of took a break for the past month. School just started and everything, so that's pretty busy. But I guess I do have a nitro rustler I'm trying to put together. It's pretty close.
Now that takes even more work to get something like that, and I would think going with the nitros, just as far as all the things that you have to put together and troubleshoot through. I tend to see those up at our hobby shop quite a bit being looked at for tuning issues.
That's all that they ever are, but they're fun still.
Yeah.
Well, the sound that a nitro makes is just fun and crazy.
Yeah.
Every time you take it out, if the humidity change, you do have to tune it. If it's humid outside, you got to tune it. If the weather temperature change, you got to keep tuning it. So a nitro is always tuning it and making it tweak so it actually goes. So that's why electric cars are so popular. So because you just drop a battery in it and go. So that's why they've made them. They're so popular now, the electric. And now that light, like it's great. You get the same power all the time until your battery's dead. Compared to a NIM battery, well, once you get to 50% of the lifetime of the battery, you have maybe 40% of power, and that's no fun.
Yeah.
I won't touch nitros again. I've had too many of them. Too much mucking around, mate. Just way too much.
Especially us in Canada, the weather changes so often and so fast, so it's not stable.
You're tuning them all the time.
Yep.
I wouldn't know where to begin. I'm not very mechanically savvy. I'll just say that.
The petrol cars are good. I've had, how many petrol cars have I had? 1, 2, I think I've had 4 or 5.
Yeah.
They're pretty good. You got to maybe work on them, change the carburetor. First thing you do, just take the stock one out and put a Walbro in it, and much better carburetors. But they're the same thing, you know. You got to tune them as well. But I had a runaway once.
A runaway, yeah.
Yeah, I had a runaway. I just had enough battery power to stop it before it smashed into the wall. I was down at the beach, and it just took off. It just, flat out, and I'm hitting the brake on the controller, and it finally came to a halt. And yeah, I'm lucky there was no one around. Otherwise, it just, if that hits you. I did see a video of guys on a beach here in Perth, and the guy that was filming got smashed by one of them right in his leg, and it completely opened his leg up.
Oh yeah.
So, you don't want to get hit by, even like brushless cars as well. It doesn't matter. If you get hit by them, you'll know about it. But yeah, stick to the electric. Like Hank says, chuck a battery in it, away you go.
The guy one of the people who work at our hobby shop got hit by, they were doing a drag race. They were doing like monster truck drag racing and like things like Revos and other trucks. And I think they had a few cars. They had 2 classes, but he got hit in the leg, and it's nasty looking.
Oh, yeah.
Nasty.
Yep.
My project is, I showed it to you guys in the private hangout, but what I've got going on, something I'm excited about, is the D90. So,
Sorry.
yeah, it's all right. The D90 body that my son saw me working on it the other day when it was out, and he said, "You got to stop working on that, Dad. I want to help you put it together." He's like, "I'm a master Lego builder. I know how to build things. I'll help you build it." So he's gonna help me put that together. It'll be his first like little model kit. I remember doing model kits with my dad. So none of them had engines, and then part of the problem is before I start painting it or doing anything, I want to see how it's going to fit on the saw back, so that any modifications or cutting I have to do won't chip any paint that we put down on it. So that's my one project. All the rest is just maintenance, and I want to waterproof the Jeep over here. So that'll be kind of the other thing. I've got to take it all apart, and I've got marine grease to put on all the bearings, which I just read somebody say it's kind of heavy and thick and can be hard on motors. But this motor,
I use marine grease all the time.
yeah, it was one of the comments on the last video I put together. So
yeah.
I see a lot of people use it too, and this motor seems kind of overpowered anyway for what I need it to do most of the time. So I don't.
What
think
motor you got in it?
It's just the stock axial motor. It's geared well. It's not fast, but it's never really hitting it at full throttle anyway. So it seems like it's got some extra in it. So, and
That's a 27 turn, huh?
Yep. Yeah, I believe so. You know, I never really looked at it too closely. It just ran so well out of the box I didn't worry about it.
Yeah. I've got a 20 turn in mine.
Of course, you can't see. Got to be on the bottom of it.
What color is it? What color is the motor? Green?
It's AX24004. It's silver with like greens.
Yeah, that's 27 turn.
Yeah. Which is a cheap motor too. So even if the marine grease does go hard on the motor, it's not too expensive for the fun that you get out of being able to take it into the water. And the only issue I've got right now with this is my Warn winch on the front doesn't seem to be working, and I don't know if that's something with my remote. I remember that it's a pain in the rear to get this thing working with these Spectrum DX4Rs. I was on forums trying to figure out which settings in there because they don't really give you much direction on how to set it up. So trying to figure out what offs I'm working off of and how it's going to read it on the remote was kind of a beast, and I don't think I changed anything. So either something went bad with the electronics on this, maybe when I was out at the pit with Nate, we got into a little bit of mud. The tires are still kind of not black because I haven't cleaned it, but I'll wash those all down when I pull them off to grease up the bearings. So those are kind of my two projects that I've got that I'm working on. Tank, I see you got something in front of the camera.
Yeah, it's the other project I'm working on. Jack knows about it. I got this
I'm waiting for that to finish, mate.
And it's just going to be my toy hauler. I got a big 3-foot trailer to pull with that. It's going to be maybe 1 or 2 cars. The Wraith fits on it, no problem. This is about 24 inches long. So it's going to have dualies at the back, and
it's like a fifth. It looks like a fifth wheel type hitch.
Yes.
In the
yeah.
Where'd you get that? Did you make it?
It's from the 1/14th scale rigs.
Okay.
So it comes from that, and it works. I got an interior for it, and I'm still not. Don't know if I'll do it this way, or leave it like this, that it opens up, and then I have an interior for it. So I made a back seat where the battery's going to hide.
Yeah.
And I also have an interior. So that's what's fun with these projects that you can actually do is put a lot of fine details into them and paint them and put lights in the dash, very small LEDs, put a steering wheel. So this is what's fun, I find, with this hobby is you can take your time, or some people, they just want to see them running. So in other words, put the motor on it, put the electronics, and just go and have fun with it.
Yeah.
But
that's what I'm waiting for, Tank.
It's kind of nice to do both. So, like, for me, when my trucks are down, I've got other trucks that I can run. And so that's kind of a nice option to have.
Yeah.
So you can work on projects like this other body or things with the sawback, and when they're down, I'll just run one of the other cars. I've got something you just showed, that flip forward cab. That's amazing. That's one of kind of the things that always bugs me is getting inside, having to pull all the pins, lift them off, and it's a pretty quick and easy way to get in. It's way better than other options they could do, like what RC 4-wheel drive does with the screws, 4 screws to take the top off to get to your battery.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, luckily, unless the battery's on fire, most of these crawlers run a long time on the batteries that you can put in them. So that's not too big of a deal unless you're having to work on something out in the field. But I know with my other trucks, when I have to check the temps and things like that, it's just kind of a pain to do it. But that's what I liked about the Yeti was you pull 2 pins and it just flipped up, and you have to take them all off because some of them are a little bit trickier than others to put on.
Yeah.
That's a really cool design.
Mr. PVC.
What's that?
Mr. PVC. The pants.
Oh, yeah, Mr. PVC, yeah, my little guy there.
Yeah.
Mr. Leather Pants.
Yeah.
I painted his pants black, but it's supposed to be matte black, but they kind of shine a lot, so might have to pick a different color.
One of the fun things about this is, I guess, the kid in all of us that, especially guys, our wives say we never grow up, and I think that's true pretty much across the board. And so, there's a certain aspect of toys that I don't, like, I couldn't just keep playing with, 'cause that would feel weird. But when it comes to, like, having them alongside with these trucks and other things, and, be able to go in and, buy the wrestling figures or other things, it's just kind of fun. And what people are doing with garages, like Tank, you show around yours a little bit. You have an awesome garage.
Oh, it's not really a garage. It's actually just my work table.
Yeah, but it looks like one. It's close enough. I mean, you got all the scale stuff on the wall. It just looks like a really large garage, like you own a manufacturer.
Well, basically, I keep all my stuff on my table, but what I did is just I had an old media player that I use as a plasma, so it's a 4 or 5 inch TV. Like it's called an Arcos, and I use it for sometimes I play a video on it and I watch a movie or whatever. But then I found some motorcycle at Walmart. Here's another one. I keep my spare parts there. There's another guy there. I keep my spare bumpers around, and I just put it right at the edge of the table, as far as you can for the edge of the table, so then they don't bug me when I'm working on stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Then I got all my stuff in this toolbox here at the edge, but usually I keep everything off to the side, and I try to keep some dust on the ground, so it looks like he's working and he's busy or whatever.
Yeah.
You don't need much to make a scale garage. You just need a background, a wall, and
you got lots of stickers too, and you did your sticker board in a really cool way with those banners.
Yeah, so I made my own banner. This is just material. It's like fake white leather that you buy at the fabric store, and then I cut them up and I put you buy the shoelace thing, also the small one, and I just punched them. I got to fix my rope. It's getting kind of heavy. I think it's your sticker that made it heavy.
It's so big.
Yeah. So there's some stickers that I will be taking off, and some stickers I have to fix.
You're not taking that off.
Well, I got to fix it. I got to take the.
Just leave it. It's original. Leave it.
It's vintage.
Yeah, it's original. Collector's item now.
So, Reno Boys back then didn't have a sticker, so I made him one, and he used it for a lot. Well, he still uses it on YouTube. But I made him a banner and myself a banner. GCM Racing, I put his sticker on there. This is the Sims from my Facebook channel. This is our local club here in the west end of Ottawa, Down Dirty RC. That's my brother. He didn't have one, but I made one for him.
So does your brother do RC with you?
Yeah, my younger brother, he's got a racetrack, but he's more into the racing, but he just got a Wraith early in the summer. So he really enjoys it. He doesn't find it as fast as his racers, but he still enjoys it. So, and I even got myself a little disco ball.
There you go. It's for after hours.
Yeah,
around Christmas, I saw those. Around Christmas, I saw those for sale. They sold like a box of 12 of them. So I bought some. So every time somebody came over, I gave them one. So right now, that's my last one that I got.
Nice.
Yeah, it goes very well with those PVC pants, mate.
Oh, you can't tell they're PVC right now.
They're shining like anything, mate.
Oh, and this guy used to be a wrestler, but he used to be a wrestler with a beard, a very long mustache. But I made him to be like me, and I made him glasses, but he lost his glasses when he worked on the barn. But I made him to look more like me. You
have to go through the Tank's videos. He's got an awesome barn that he's built at scale as well that goes with his RC cars.
That barn is huge.
It's it's so huge. I couldn't believe how big it was when I saw it finished. Like you see it being built and you don't realize until you're standing next to it or you see the cars in it how big that thing really is.
Yeah, well, you can fit. I fit about 5 Wraith in there once, so it's big.
Hey, we just had somebody new join. Austin?
Hey.
Hey, buddy, thanks for joining. We've got, down at the bottom here, we've got Jack, Sean, the Tank, Frank, Francois, and then myself, Tony.
Hey, Austin.
So we've all kind of shared some of our favorite RC experiences so far. You've just joined, so why don't we let you just share with us a few of your favorite RC memories that you've had.
Well, I haven't gotten to have many of them yet because I just got into the hobby recently. I've got a Traxxas / two-wheel drive that I've been building up.
Yeah.
It's not finished. It needs a lot of work to it still, but I'm hoping here in the fall to get it out. And I'm also looking into getting some scale trucks too. It's just amazing to see what some of you guys have turned them into. So.
It's addictive. Be careful. You'll have to be buying toys for and
yeah,
Nick was doing all his toys. And I'm like, I need to get out to the toy store.
yeah. You be blowing money and you don't even realize it sometimes.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to get 3 summer jobs just to pay for the hobby.
Yeah.
So how long have you been doing it? You said you're just getting into it.
I don't know. Beginning of July, it was a parts truck that my friend of mine gave to me, and he just had all kinds of odds and ends of parts, and I bought what it needed to go together. So.
Yeah. You got it up and running?
Not almost. I one of the front hex nuts stripped out on it, so I got to replace that. I need to get batteries for it and a charger because I'm just getting into the hobby. But yeah.
That's cool.
Real
That's for the
close to
Slash.
happen.
That's what you're putting together?
Yep.
Very cool.
Well, that's a good way to start, isn't it? Put something
Yeah.
together when you first RC.
Slash is a great way to start, too. Those things are tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very tough.
They're fast. And they're just a lot of fun.
Well, I put the Millennium system that, I don't know if you saw the video, Tank, but I did a Typhon sent me a combo Millennium system.
Yeah.
I put it in my Slash last night.
I have a dynamite system that I'm running in it.
Oh, nice. That's Horizon, right? Makes those? Horizon Hobby?
Yes.
Yeah, that came in my Losi. Those things are fast.
Yeah.
Very cool. So when do you think you're going to have it all up and running?
Hopefully mid to end of September.
Okay.
I hope. Not that it might not happen, but I hope.
Very cool, man. It's a really fun hobby. I wish I'd have gotten into it when I was your age.
Yeah.
But we didn't have. I mean,
Yeah.
for one, it's come a long way. It's made it a whole lot
Yeah.
easier for people to get into it with all the electric stuff. Amazon didn't exist when I was your age, so you
Yeah,
couldn't
that's where I've
order.
gotten most of the parts from anyways.
Yeah. Do you have a local shop by you?
Yeah, but they steal more in trains and planes and not really the trucks aspect.
Huh. That's interesting. Seems like almost everybody has Traxxas stuff that you can get.
Yeah, they may have, like, if you walk in, they'll have 4 trucks, and that's about it.
Okay.
I mean, other than, it's called Walt's Hobby Town, and other than them, nobody else has been able to stay open, so.
Mm.
Yep.
That's my dream to one day own a hobby store, but I can't imagine or I can only imagine it's going to get harder and harder and harder with the internet kind of
Well, the only way you can do a hobby store and be good at it is having it locally, but also having it online.
Yeah.
But everybody I talk to, they're always looking out for their pocketbook. So, like what Dollar Hobbies is doing is that uh, they're buying full trucks, they're stripping them, and they're reselling them. That's probably because they're in Japan or wherever they are. I don't know, but they're making good coins by doing it that way. Compared to
China.
just yeah. So like that's an awesome idea, and I know there's one or two other person in Canada that started doing that also. I've heard, but I haven't ran across them or saw what they were doing. But you might get in trouble if somebody starts that. But I mean, locally, if I start selling parts, my biggest challenge would be the support and people buying the wrong part and having it send it back. Like I'm not strong enough, or my back is not strong enough to be able to do that. And you do have to bend a little bit sometime and say, okay, well, I'll swallow the cost. But it's challenging to start a hobby store nowadays.
Yeah, or you buy a bunch of stock in something to get a good price, and then they stop selling that truck.
Yeah. And like when you buy something under warranty, we have I have the company I work for. We sell EV stuff, and when the client's plasma breaks, we have to send it back, but they have to pay the shipping. And it's very written in your instruction of warranty. The hobby store or whatever where you're buying it is not responsible for shipping. So you gotta pay. The client theoretically should have to pay for shipping, but 90% of the time is my company pays for the shipping. So it all depends what kind of service you want to offer your client.
Yeah.
Yeah, up on my screen you can kind of see it now. I got the Baja bug body that I had painted up for it. It's actually, there is red racing stripes on it. You just can't really see it because the way it's done, but it's kind of a little bit of the truck right here.
Those bug bodies are really cool looking.
Yeah, I had to cut out the motor for it because back here I have the RPM rear bumper and spare tire mount on the back. I kind of had to cut out the little engine bay, and it fits perfectly if I cut that out.
Cool.
Cool. So Austin, how old are you? You're working on all this stuff. That looks cool that you've got the wheels in the back there.
I'm 14.
Very cool. And you're into it. You're starting with a build, so that's really cool. You'll know how all of it works.
Yeah, it's definitely a learning curve. Not figuring out what tools you need, not what ones don't work, and this and that. And
so where do you go to find out how to do this stuff?
you. Just everybody.
Don't watch mine to find out how to do stuff.
No, just the whole
do it twice.
YouTube, basically.
Yeah.
Just the whole RC community that's on here that we have.
YouTube's really good, just even for anything, any tech, learning how to paint, you can do anything.
Yeah, I did, like, every part that I've got on here, I must have watched at least 5 videos on before I even thought about buying it.
And did they all say the same way to do the part, or did they all say to do it a different way?
A lot of people do things differently, which is why it's good to get opinions from multiple places.
I totally agree.
Yeah, it's just like waterproof, and you were asking what's the best way to waterproof because you want to waterproof your stuff.
Well, I wasn't asking. I just know there's a ton of ways. I've already looked at them all.
Yeah, there is a lot of different ways to do it. There's plastic dip. There's a whole bunch of different ones. You can put white grease around your equipment if you want. There's so many ways.
The white lithium grease.
Yeah.
That's what I started with for my BMX stuff. I had like the waterproof BMX white lithium grease is what I used initially. because I already waterproofed this guy with Plasti Dip and that white lithium, but then I replaced it with the marine grease when I finally got a tube of it.
And I've been hearing that the Plasti Dip actually has pinholes when it dries that you got to be careful. So that's why some other guys, they use the electronic stuff. So you take all your board apart and you paint it, and it's a very thin coat, and it's transparent, which is cool. But the problem with those is that you
well, do you double Plasti Dip yours, or you just do a single?
oh, you double.
Okay.
But me, what I did is I have in my SCX10, I have a Tekin FXR. That thing is so small and doesn't have a heat sink. It's actually in the receiver box with the receiver, and the receiver box is actually sealed. So I sealed with Plasti Dip around the receiver box, and that's how I waterproof my SCX10, because the ESC and the receiver are so small. They're both in that receiver box, and I sealed the receiver box.
Well, the nice thing about that too is you can cut a line along the receiver box to peel it off a lot easier than you would if you were actually putting it onto your components. So
another way to do it is a lot of people do is you go to the dollar store, buy not this Ziploc, but there's other little canister that you can buy. They're very small. They're about 2 inch by 2 inch, maybe by 1.5 inches deep. And you put your ESC in there, your receiver, and they kind of snap close. You just do a small hole at one end, and then you Plasti Dip that one hole. Or you put whatever, caulking or whatever you want to stop it from going in there. And any time you can just open up the lid and service it, and then close the lid again. Because they snap shut, it's sealed. That's another way that some people do it, because you do have some room underneath your truck. There's a lot of different ways to actually
what about liquid tape?
Liquid tape is good. That's actually what I use instead of Plasti Dip. I use liquid tape myself.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah.
That's what I have.
Yeah.
Well, aren't you guys just special? Outnumbered with my Plasti Dip here.
I don't. All my RCs are not waterproof because I don't see water, right, Tank?
I've heard this, yes.
No,
that's a good way to ruin them. I mean, it really is. It shortens the lifespan of a lot of things.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. But I just don't want to get them in mud and water. That's not what I do.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. That's your truck. You're allowed to do whatever you want.
Yeah. Well, if I did an FPV and there was water in that, I have to waterproof everything. So it's too much mucking around. You know?
Yeah.
So
I
just rather watch people in the water.
I went to the local store, and I actually asked for liquid tape, and that's my little bottle of liquid tape. And the guy kind of looked at me funny. He said, "What? You want what?" I go, "Yeah, it's like Plasti Dip." "Oh, we have Plasti Dip." I go, "Yeah, but I want liquid tape."
Yeah.
So basically, it has a brush in it, and it's pretty easy to put. It's almost like Plasti Dip, but I like it a lot, and that's what I sealed my box with around the edges.
Do you have a video of doing any of that, Tank, on your channel?
No.
Of a bomb?
When I did that, I wasn't doing videos back then.
Mate of mine has. He's got a video up about it.
Yeah. And my TF2, which I take in the water a lot, what I did with the liquid tape is I just my ESC is not even in the box. I just poured this right on the ESC. So the whole ESC has this, except for where the lights are. So even my button, because this is still plastic, I can still push on the button to program it and to do whatever I want. And then I left the lights on, so I made sure I cleared the lights where the little LEDs were coming out. But my TF2. But the problem with leaving unsealed like that is it's more maintenance, because you got to keep looking at it. So once in a while you do have to clean it, and you do have to put a different coat on, or take it all apart and re-tape it again. because it's just like anything. It gets used. So you got to be careful. It's not like, okay, it's waterproof, I can run it for 10 years. No. It's waterproof, you got to probably redo it every season.
Well, Tank, you've just signed yourself up to come on and talk about electrical plastic tape or whatever. I've never heard of whatever that tape is
Liquid
before.
electrical tape.
What is it called?
Liquid electrical tape.
Liquid tape.
Liquid
electrical tape.
Yeah.
I got a little tube of that too.
So you get that in the auto department at your local auto shop.
Menards.
Yeah. Actually, I haven't. I haven't waterproofed this again since I put in a new system. So I'm gonna have to look into that. But this castle system's supposed to be waterproof.
Is it the SV3?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could probably trust it then.
So.
Yeah. One thing you got to be careful is sometimes they say waterproof, but sometimes they say water resistant.
Yeah.
No, it's waterproof.
It said waterproof on it. The only thing that sketches me out is the little on-off switch. But that's a pretty easy replacement if that's what ends up.
You can always tape the two wires together, and then
That's what a lot of people do.
Might spark a little bit.
Oh yeah, just bypass it. So when you put the battery on, it's gone. It's on. Yeah. And then put a shrink wrap and plastic dip or liquid tape it. Which actually would be a lot easier because my plastic dip is like you just dunk stuff in it. So that's got a nice little applicator.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's funny, Tank. Sorry, guy. It's funny. I'm talking about waterproofing and stuff like that, and I don't even waterproof.
Well, it's always nice to know about it because what if it rains?
Well, the liquid tape I've seen it in action, so I seen a whole circuit board liquid taped.
Mm.
So, and it does a good job. So,
the reason I like it is even if I don't go in water, I go into dirt and I go into a little bit of mud or it's a little wet from the grass and the dew and then into dirt. I just like to be able to hose it off when I'm done with it.
Yeah.
Just to clean it.
A lazy
just let it sit there and dry. So that's the main reason I like having it waterproof. Not that I take them into like puddles or I'm usually just running on my track, and so unless it's really just rained and I take it out for a mud bash, it's not seeing any water. Well, this guy I want to take into water, so that's the one I really need to focus on. I've bought all the servo leads, or not the servo, the ESC leads that come off. Not the ESC, sorry, the receiver, all the extensions, so that I can dip those in and just drop the whole receiver in, and then have ends to just plug into, so that I can waterproof that and stick it in.
Yeah, that's why I find for the receivers it's easier to do the other way, which is getting that waterproof solution that you put on motherboards or other electrical boards. It's so
take it apart.
Yeah, you take it apart and you just paintbrush everything, and then you just close your part again, and like that you don't have to worry about using those little extensions. But yeah, that works using those extensions. But also putting it a small little box, waterproof box, like I was talking earlier, is even easier if you have the room.
Yeah.
Liquid electrical tape.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
This is the nitro rustler I was talking about.
Oh yeah.
It's got a huge heatsink on it, but I don't think that's stock.
Yeah, it's massive.
It's ready.
Clean, yeah. It's definitely clean looking.
Cool.
You're gonna start it up in your office and fill it full of exhaust fumes. Fantastic. Yeah.
It doesn't have any gas or nitro. Here's the Rustler Speed Run Edition, I guess.
Cool. My biggest problem with speed runs is you gotta have good tires, because I tried with mine real quick, and at almost 70 kilometers an hour, my tires started ballooning and I lost control. So my Savage is not meant for speed right now because of the tires.
That's why a lot of the speed guys go for the GRPs.
Yep.
Most of them use GRPs. So, are they foamies on the front, Sean?
What?
Are they foamies at the front?
Foamy tires? Foam
Uh,
tires?
Yeah, those are the Jayco foams, and then the Anacondas on the back. I'm trying to get this figured out.
That's a nice microphone you got there, Sean.
There we go. Yeah,
Microphone.
that's for sometimes I'll do voice overlay on my YouTube videos.
Yeah, what brand is it? Is it a Rode or something, or
It's a Blue Yeti.
Blue Yeti? Yeah, all right, Tony. Yeah, no worries.
Wait, is that what you got? I have the Blue Yeti Pro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's nice. So you can. That one does both XLR and USB, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then I got my PC that I built.
Oh, you build PCs?
Yeah, I got my other one over there.
Yeah, not bad.
Hold on, let me present you.
And the Yeti is way
So I
up
missed
there.
it. You gotta show it again. We missed the light show.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
sure.
if you want a light show, I can actually give you one.
What? Oh, that's right. You just stick some of the. Oh, no, kidding.
Yeah,
So
it
then you're on
changes everything. And then
Sean's got all these lights lighting up his desk and everything, but he's got no LEDs on his trucks.
I don't really want LEDs on this one.
I got a tricolor LED on my SCX10 underneath.
Here's the
Oh,
Yeti.
I saw a keyboard. I did see a keyboard there.
Yeah, I play piano.
You play piano?
Yeah, actually, if my internet doesn't cut out when I go upstairs, I can show you. It might cut out though, because there's something weird with my internet.
Fellow musician we got here.
Oh, we're losing him.
Oh, here we go. He come
right.
back.
Oh, I think I have a actual piano.
Oh, you got his grand piano.
Yep.
What? Cool.
Nice.
Takes a lot of room.
We have too much
Yeah.
room here. It's, I don't know.
Do you do any music on YouTube?
No, I'm not that good.
So did you ever fix your Valenium problem with your motor?
Yeah, and then I sold it.
Okay.
I actually sold my Slash 4x4, and I'm really upset because I had all RPM and all the upgrades you could possibly get, but I just kind of sold it. So now I have all this extra stuff lying around that I don't use.
That happens.
Hey, if new place send it to. Give me your email. I'll give you my address.
I might actually have some Slash parts lying around, Slash 2-wheel drive still.
It's just a joke. It wasn't meant to be serious.
Yeah.
The hardest thing is probably to ship our batteries, right? Aren't there a lot of stipulations on shipping LiPo batteries?
I just don't tell them.
Oh.
When they ask if there's anything, whatever, like anything flammable, I just check no.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I send it, and then it's normally okay.
Ah, they've cracked down on it here. They're really strict on it here.
I bet it goes through X-ray or something now.
They're very strict here on LiPos.
Yeah, not here, I guess.
I know when I fly with my DJI Phantom, I always make sure I have those batteries with me because last time I was igniting under the plane. At least if it's up in the cabin, we could at least get something to try and put it out or know that it's on fire and try and mitigate the situation. Whereas if it's under the plane where nobody is, it's just with luggage.
Yeah.
That's a big problem. They were shipping one back to us from Guatemala. The guy had crashed into a lake, and I was like, some guy was just going to carry it. I'm like, well, make sure that you have the batteries up with you. You know, don't put everything under the plane. So, yeah. Well, hey guys, I think I'm going to end the broadcast side of this. We can go ahead and keep chatting, but just for the sake of anybody that might want to pick this up and watch it, we kind of already talked through the parts about some of our first and memorable RC things that we've been doing. So we'll go ahead and we'll just wrap on that and pick it back up and keep chatting about the other stuff, all right? So we'll end now.